Hi, it's Patrick with the Accountability Partnership Program. Hope you're doing well. Salome asked me to give you a brief example of why dieting is so hard in the first 3 days. And the reason why dieting is so hard in the first 3 days, because the part of the brain that actually regulates food and energy is an emotional part of the brain. It's the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is located really right there. It's a primal part of our brain. It goes back millions of years. They call it the lizard part of the brain because the lizard today has the same primal brain that we originally had back in the day. And that brain, that hypothalamus, is basically a life or death instrument. That's the way it works. That's its thought process. It's like a gland of life or death. And everything gets regulated through life or death. So the first 3 days that we basically eliminate food from our diet, we go into a fight or flight pattern, or basically a life or death pattern. So the part of the brain that regulates the food and the energy says, well, we must be in an area where there's a drought, or there must be a weather condition that isn't quite right. Maybe the food here is dangerous, or maybe there was a weather problem here and the food just isn't good to eat. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut down for like 3 or 4 days, and we're going to wait till we get through this period or through this patch, or the weather changes, or the food source is delivered or given or better. So the body will literally shut itself off. Where the hypothalamus is located is in the autonomic nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system is where your traumas are. So that's why your body goes into a fight or flight pattern, which is basically a life or death pattern. And your insulin levels are kind of what shoot that off or regulate that. When you get glycemic and your insulin levels get a little shaky, then you're going to go into that pattern and your body's going to basically shut down. So if you work out in those first 3 or 4 days, you're totally wasting your time because your body's going to just conserve energy and everything. And you don't have the energy to do it anyhow. It's actually not even safe. So I think they call it ketosis. You're going to really go into a ketosis state. So that's not safe as well. That's something that happens a little long term, but either way, you're going to get in a ketosis type state. So how we fix this is that when we want to go on a diet, we don't go on a diet. You don't do diets. Diets don't work. Diets fail. 85% of diets fail. So what we want to do is eat little bits of food like we were in an area where we were grazing, because that's who we are as a people. That's the way our teeth are shaped. We're grazers. We don't have teeth that look like the saber-toothed tiger, for example. We weren't designed to just sit here and rip meat open. We're berries and fruit gatherers. That's who we are. Man likes to say they're great hunters. Yes, they are. But in general, they hunted berries and fruits. I hate to tell you. And when they couldn't find berries and fruits, they got hungry enough to chase after a lion. But the lion was a life or death, thing. They don't really. Body needed just to have life or death. So that's why they chased after lions and bears and deers and crap like that. But technically, we're just designed to eat berries and fruit. That's what we do best on. That's when we're on raw diets. That's why people literally can cure disease and things like that by doing raw dieting, fruits and vegetables. So because that's your body working at its highest and best use. So on the 4th day, your body goes, hey, I think we're going to die. I think what's best for us is to get you out there moving and foraging and looking for food. We need food or we're going to die. It's been 3 days of this nonsense. Enough is enough. And your body will go into its storage units, its fat cells, and start burning fat cells. And on the 4th day is when you start to lose weight. So that's why dieting doesn't work or is bad for you, because it's literally a life or death problem. Your body shuts down, and then the minute on the 4th or 5th day, it starves you out so much that it gives you so much cravings and so much energy to eat. All it can focus on is eat, because it wants to regulate your levels, your insulin levels, back to where they were in a nice, safe place. So if we eat food, a little bit of food, celery, an apple, a snack bar, fruits and vegetables and berries every hour on the hour, we will not have an insulin crash. We will not go into fight or flight mode, and we will gently walk our way into that fourth day where we can start to burn weight. So that's how we do it. We don't do dieting. We don't do panic festivals. We don't do starvation rituals here. We don't go for that nonsense because it doesn't work. History has got enough data on that. If you want to be a dieter, go somewhere else because you'll be back here. History has proved that too in 60 days, and you'll be a little heavier than you were the last time. So stick with the program, stick with your group, stick with your buddies. That's what we are. We're pack people. Stick with your village, stick with your group, stick with your foragers. Stay with us, and then we'll work this thing out together. We'll hunt and love and have a community like we were designed to. That's what we like. We can burn energy and food in a safe place. We cannot burn energy and food under a panic, fight, or flight response. That's why this program works so well, because it's a loving, safe, healthy glucose environment where we don't celebrate starvation festivals here. Hope that works for you. Hope that explains why dieting is a life or death situation. Talk to you soon.